Hi guys, welcome back to Melbourne Blue. It's been a while. I've posted a video because I didn't know what to post. I was just out of topics. And life was going ahead, so I just played along. So, what I would do if I'm coming to Australia in 2026? I wish someone had told me this before, and I think I'll be that guy for you. Firstly, prepare yourself mentally and emotionally because not everyone is used to staying away from home. And if it's just the first time for you, prepare mentally months before you actually come here. That will help you easily transition quickly here and navigate through the homesick phase. And this video, I want to talk more about the career related side. And maybe the other video, if you want, I'll cover about the personal side of it and the emotional impact it has. So, bit about me. I came to Melbourne in 2019, and before that, I was in Hyderabad all my life. So, I've never actually left home. But some of your case might be different. You might have stayed in hostels, moved cities for jobs. So, if you had that experience, good for you. That'll actually help you here. But how prepared you are depends on how actually you survive here. So, firstly, prepare yourself fully. And going to the next point, if you're a graduate who's just out of college, I sincerely request you to get some experience in your home country before you actually come here. Because I have to be brutally honest with you, job market in Australia is really tight, and it has always been like that, except maybe after COVID for a year. And a lot of my friends feel the same. It is the most hardest job market you'll see, and you have to be ready for this. And coming with no experience would make that 10x harder. Not saying you'll never find a job, but I want you to be realistic because back then this was told to me, and I said, okay, I'm different. I'll prove them wrong. No, you are not here to prove anything to anyone. You are here to build a life and survive, maybe do some good to the society. There is no urgency. Universities will still be here. At least get a year work experience because that will give you the boost to actually find work here easily. And now, before you tell me people look at actual Australian experience, I agree 100%. But if you're a guy from, say, Infosys or Capgemini with 1 to 2 years of experience versus you're someone who is just out of college here, whom do you think a recruiter would call if there is a role open for a junior level data analyst or a software developer or a data engineer? People will definitely call the ones with experience or the ones with better visibility. If you don't have experience, build visibility. I can make a separate video on this, but you see my point, right? One thing I would suggest is do your research, use LinkedIn about your college, about your course, and the job prospects and the opportunities after you do your course. There are some courses with good opportunities, but most of them don't come here to study that. For example, you can take a trade course and get into plumbing or carpentry or electric course, things like that. But as far as I know, most of them come to study MBA or bachelor's in IT or data science or machine learning or AI, those sort of things, or masters in all of them. Do your research if possible, connect with people, connect with your alumni, and tell that you're coming here. And if they're free, if they can spend some time, answering your questions. That really helps. Good thing with talking with multiple people is you can see from different angles, and because some will be positive, some will be negative, some will have a neutral opinion. Taking all that is data, and you can take a data-driven decision rather than just relying on gut feeling. And it's very important as well. So network first, and yeah, whenever someone tries to reach me out on LinkedIn, I'll try to reply them back, and if possible, have a phone call. But I understand not everyone has the time, and someone wouldn't be willing to talk with you. So, what value will someone get if they spend their time on you? Nothing, right? It's just they want to do help someone, and people are there out there who are really willing to help. So, I say in this case, volume is the key. So, if someone doesn't connect with you or doesn't reply back, don't take it personally. People are busy. So keep trying to connect with more people and message them. Don't directly ask for a phone call. See if they first reply, and then if they do, ask for a chat and ask your questions about your industry. And that will actually help you in the long run. And the other thing is when you're talking with your friends, this is the other side of networking where your uncle or aunt might say, my brother lives in Australia, or my son in law lives in Australia, or my aunt lives in Australia. Those kind of connections. Talk with them and your friends or your seniors to understand how the living expenses are here. Don't rely on a part time job that will pay your fees, pay your bills, all that. Even part time jobs are tricky unless you know someone. And as a student, your focus shouldn't be on doing part time jobs. It should be on attending the course correctly, doing all the assignments, learning as much as you can, and networking with your peers, your industry mentors, and those kind of people. So, not against doing part times. Many people have done that. I did that in my break, so I understand that. So, get to know beforehand the expenses. Now, I think, for example, for a student to comfortably survive here, excluding eating out or watching movies and all that, I would give at least $1,500. I might be off, but at least 1,500 to $2,000 per month. And one more thing I want you all to do is, if possible, do some projects in your field while you're studying. That will really help you afterwards. So, the easiest way to convince an employer is showing that credibility that you have skills. And with AI coming in left and right onto every job, I think it's more than important to showcase that. So, when you're in university and you're doing your assignments, I know you'll be pretty busy with that, but maintain like a track record, and you can even put your already completed graded projects on GitHub for proof for the recruiters, and inculcate that problem solving mindset, because that will really help you in your work as well. And as I'm a data analyst, so the most important skill I learned was communicating insights with stakeholders. That's something I wish I want to get even more good at, but you have to keep trying to get better at it every day. And remember one thing, things can go south, will not be as you expected or as you imagined, but you should have that perseverance, grit, and patience to let life unfold and show you things that could be possible. What I mean is, not everyone can find immediately a job, or you might have graduated and you still can't find a job, but you would get something eventually, but that can take time. sometimes years of time. But you shouldn't leave what you're trying. So that is what I want to say. Prepare for the long game. It's not easy. You will have many issues. You might suck at talking with people, conveying your thoughts, scared or feel inferior. All those feelings can come to you, but when you're prepared for the long game, you will go through each of that. And for many of you, if you're from rich families, good for you, happy for you. But if you're someone taking a hefty loan and coming here, you'll have that pressure. And sometimes, in order to repay your loan, you might take jobs which you didn't plan on taking in the first place. And that's fine. It's okay. You're doing good because you have to pay your rent, you have to pay your bills. And as far as you find some time whilst you're doing those jobs and prepare for your actual target role or target business, I say it's good. As long as you don't get addicted to your other job, which you don't feel like doing, that is fine. If you see what I said is just counterintuitive because you don't want to be an Uber driver or work for someone in a hazardous conditions, but you're doing it because you have no other choice, and I respect that. But because you keep doing, your brain gets used to it. Then you don't look for other jobs because you are used to the old one which you're doing. But deep down, you'll be dissatisfied with your life, unhappy with your life. That's something I don't want for any of you. So find some time from your role and look for your actual target job because otherwise life will be miserable, and down the line it'll be 4 or 5 years and you look back and all you see is you working hard 60, 70 hours per week to get some money and send back home or survive here. That's not the life you dreamt of before coming here, right? And there's nothing wrong in that, but many of my friends or many of the people I know don't come here to do that. And if you're someone who really wants to do those jobs and earn money, more power to you. Eventually, you can start some business out of it and give employment to more people like you who are in the place. So, no judgment here. It's a free country. You can do whatever you want legally and earn money. But as a student, there are some restrictions on how many hours you can work. But once you're on 485 or PR, no one is there to stop you for the amount of work hours you can work. So the world is your oyster. I didn't knew that I'll be saying this, but here we are. So I would suggest you all to learn cooking. So whatever place you are from, whatever food habits you have, I suggest that you learn cooking. It's a very good skill, very important skill for you. Because as a student, you can't spend your dollars on outside food because it's bloody expensive and you'll easily run out of your funds. So cooking will actually help you save you money and you can eat whatever you want. So that's an important skill. The other important quality I would like for you all to learn is to ask. Yes, the golden letter word ASK, ask. You never know until you ask. I was someone who always struggle, still sometimes struggle with this complex where I can't openly ask questions who are not from my country, but I have overcome it over the past few years. And if you're someone like me who is introverted and shy to speak, sometimes life here will put you in situations where you'll be stuck. And if you don't ask, you'll be stuck there. Be it a simple thing What if your Google Maps stop working and you end up in a street where you don't know what to do, or in a bus stop where you're not sure which bus to board? A lot of times it happened to me. I used to stand in the other side of the bus stop because sometimes the bus numbers can be confusing, like the same number with different places because one is going in a two direction and one is coming back from that direction. If that happens and you're afraid to ask someone, you'll end up in wrong places. Or how would you ask someone if you have a question in your work? Or how else you'd ask questions to your professor in the university if you're not understanding something? I know if your English is not good, or if you feel your grammar is not good, still ask. Speaking good English doesn't mean you're clever. And some of my Asian friends and I discuss on these topics. It's just a tool for communication. As long as you're expressing yourself, it's fine. No one will judge you. Even if they did, why do you care? You are here to build your life. So don't give a shit. Talk however you like, in the accent you're comfortable with, and make sure you make your point and ask your questions clearly. If you have any questions, comment below and I'll try to reply. Thank you.